question, because we want to find out whether you think the Energy Regulatory Commission is a fair body. A lot of people have had complaints about it, saying every time there's a review, prices tend to go up, yet internationally the market prices are going down. We want to hear your views, and this morning we're hosting Mr. Peter Murema. He's the chairman of the Motorist Association of Kenya. Any questions you have, 22422. You can get us on Twitter at Citizen TV Kenya. The hashtag is Power Breakfast. And I'll hand you over to Mutagi. Mutagi?
Good morning, Mr. Thank you, Karibu. Good morning, Mr. Murema.
Good morning.
The Motorist Association of Kenya. Not many people know about it. Maybe, I think so. Yes. What is it?
Yeah, the Motorist Association of Kenya is an association for vehicle owners and drivers in Kenya, an advocacy body for their interests.
So what are you supposed to be doing?
We are supposed to be lobbying for the best interest of the vehicle owner. We have been doing that for some time now, and we have actually achieved much in this area of advocacy and lobbying, as much as motorists are concerned.
I know many motorists. In fact, there are so many motorists and vehicle owners and drivers in this country. I don't know anybody who is a member. In fact, many people belong to automobile association, which you pay for. You pay about 5,000 a year.
Yes.
They kind of do the same thing. They have magazines. They advocate they do insurance. They rescue you.
Yes.
When you have a problem. I don't know why would I want to join your association and not AA?
Yes, our association mostly is not in the commercial aspect of motoring, because we are a non-profit making body. So that means that you'll not find us doing much of the insurance thing and other commercial interests. So what we do mostly is that we advocate the very basic interests of motorists, and that is in the area of fuel prices, in the area of roads, where we have bad roads, where we are getting shortchanged as much as we are the biggest taxpayer. Motorists are the biggest taxpayer in Kenya, and we feel that sometimes we are getting a road deal from service providers and government agencies, for that matter. So mostly you will find that our association has got its achievements in fighting on the rights of motorists. We have fought against toll stations, which were to be introduced, and the government all the time wants to introduce the toll stations, which were done away with and replaced by the fuel levy.
Yes.
So if they introduce them again, that will be double taxation.
That will be double taxation, but they have also increased the fuel levy.
Yeah, that is not justified, as in the first place they were supposed to show what they are doing with the colossal amounts of money at their disposal. What we are having is a contractor doing a shoddy job here and then waiting to do another shoddy job, because we have very well connected kind of contract jobs that are being done. So mostly motorists are not getting value for the money that they pay, irrespective of being the chief taxpayers.
Normally when they build roads with fuel levy, they will put a board there that this you have seen made boards all throughout the country.
Yes.
This road was constructed through the use of fuel levy. So are you saying that the roads constructed through fuel levy are not standard roads?
They don't last. You can bear me witness that the kind of roads we have last until the next rainy season, and during the rainy season they fall out. You'll find that they lack signages, because the kind of signs we are erecting are vandalized. Then they should use signs that are not vandalized. Bumps are not marked, and they are not built up to the world standard. So you'll find that the roads that we are getting, they doesn't cater, they are not safe. That's why you'll find that the number of pedestrians are dying, because they walk along the road, and yet the road is not cleared, because we are waiting one contractor who is clearing at Gatanga to go and clear elsewhere instead of having the former maintenance units which were doing the roads. So as much as roads are concerned, we are getting a road deal, and not only in roads, in many other aspects motorists are not getting the fair deal.
That is one aspect. But generally, overall, listening to you, your main business, you are calling it lobbying.
Yes.
But I think that your main business is complaining.
Yes.
They feel every contractor given money, come and build road A, do a shoddy job, go and to another district and get another contract, do another shoddy job, and you complain and nothing happens.
No, we do write to the relevant agencies. We have written letters to Kura. We have written letters to Kenha of complaint. Last week we issued a letter complaining about the illegal exit that is being done on Thika Superhighway.
Where?
Thika Superhighway.
Yeah.
We have an illegal exit near contiguous to Safari Park, and that will be a black spot. So we do light letters, even if you will not find us very much in talking about that, but we do light letters and official letters for that matter to even the county governments in Mombasa, in Nairobi, and across the country. So we do not only complain on social media or on other platforms, but also we engage the government agencies positively.
Suppose you write your letters and they ignore. What can you do? You write your letters to the county government or Kenha or like Kura, the rural authority, urban authority, road authorities. They ignore you. What can you do? Can you mobilize anything?
We have done mobilization in the past. When we lobbied for the current fuel price regulation, nobody was listening. Then our members went to the streets. We are on record. We are covered by Citizen and other media. We went on the streets. If you Google in the internet, you'll find what we did. We demonstrated from Railway all the way along Moi Avenue. And this is how we realized the current fuel regulation, which we feel that ERC is not being faithful to. So we do actions, and when need be, we partner with other affected agencies and support even court cases. And court cases like we could get injunctions, though before we go to court, we make sure, or we are supposed to make sure that we have exhausted all other areas of advocacy.
Did you have any occasion where you went to court?
No, but we have partnered. We do not follow very much the area, though right now we feel that many motorists would have to sponsor such, because court cases are a little bit cumbersome and expensive. So unless that like now we have one member who wants to take the government using our association to court over the way the driving style in our urban city.
Now, your main concern currently is about the fuel prices and the role of the Energy Regulation Commission.
Yes.
What is your beef?
Our beef is that the Energy Regulatory Commission has lost the original meaning of fuel regulation. We know, because that was our baby. Fuel controls was our baby, and the baby has the idea has been hijacked. So what we are having every month is a charade, not regulations. Regulation should be based on a formula, and that formula is pegged on the cost of running, and then the overhead costs, and the profit margin. In fact, we lobbied for profit margins to be secured, so that the retail outlets doesn't run at a loss. But you'll find that now they are being given a big margin than...
They means who? Who is given a big margin? The importer? The retailer? Who?
The downstream retailers, and also the upstream. They are getting unfair margins of their profit. So once they are given that, then the government asks them, or ERC asks them to compete below those set high fuel prices, which they don't. Also, we have beef with the National Oil Corporation, which is a public body, because it's not performing its mandate. Its mandate was to compete with the multinationals who have got interest for their countries, and it was supposed to compete with them so that it can dominate our share in the downstream market. This is not happening. We have a lot of issues with the way the NOC is being run. There are a lot of allegations of adulteration of fuel, which is not right. So we demand that as a public body, because we have adulteration issues.
With one company or many companies?
Many companies. Adulteration is a big problem. Fuel is being altered, and this is because kerosene is so cheap. And instead of government encouraging kitchens or homesteads to use LPG, that is liquefied gas, they are encouraging them to use kerosene by reducing its price. And the outcome is that, you know, even kerosene has got healthy issues. In some flats it has been banned because people call it tear gas. Once you switch off that stove, the whole place has got healthy issues. So we should have liquefied gas so that kerosene costs more, and we stop mixing fuel with the petrol, because this damages our engine vehicles, damage our engine, and it has effect on the consumption of fuel for vehicles.
Let's go back to pricing. You say there shouldn't be a formula. As of now, in Nairobi, for instance, fuel is costing 102 shillings.
Yes.
In the city center.
Yes.
I've seen some petrol stations selling 100.
Yes.
The difference of 250.
Yes.
Some private dealers, not multinational. Multinational always go for the maximum.
Yes.
But I've seen private people with one or two petrol stations selling 100 shillings.
Yes.
Why is that so?
We'd love to congratulate or to thank the independents in Kenya.
Independent, yeah.
The independents are, I don't know whether it's patriotism. We have noted that they are selling fairly good oil, though they don't have a lot of promotions. We know of various outlets along even our major highways who are selling fuel a little bit less and very clean fuel. We have a list in our listing. We have a list of those who are independents. So we'd say that motorists should now start trusting our independents because they are local, and support them in fueling their vehicles. As much as adulteration is concerned, that most independents nowadays, because now they are assured of that margin, they are doing a good job, and you see them coming up and with very good petrol stations. So we would want to support our local market, and especially to counter, you know, the big multinationals should not dominate the market. And this time when we have an oil discovery, we should make use of that discovery. We should prepare our oil in the marketing before now we start reaping.
Why is adulteration prominent? Is it in private multinationals or individuals, independent companies? Originally, it used to be individual companies, locals.
Yes.
They used to adulterate.
Yes.
And there was a lot of pilfering along Lungalunga Road.
Yes.
Where they would take a tanker and
yes.
Steal some petrol and mix with the kerosene and go to sell at those independent petrol stations. I don't know whether it still happens.
It doesn't, as much as independents are concerned, they found that to be counterproductive. Because if you adulterate your fuel, motorists are not foolish. They will not fuel any longer in your stations. So they have outgrown that. And the new companies that have come owned by locals most of them have very clean fuel. We can ascertain to that. But all companies can be accused because there are those drivers who, or those managements who does not monitor the transport of their fuel very much. So you'll find that there are those way erratic, or those drivers who are not faithful. They'll adulterate fuel irrespective of which company. You'll find that some areas adulteration is not rampant, especially within CBDs or within the major highways. But you deviate a little bit from the main roads, and you start getting those adulteration. So ERC is to blame, because they are supposed to take samples of that fuel and punish those people either by closing completely those outlets, because finding is not working. If you find them 100,000 shillings, and that is peanuts, going by how much fuel retailing generates. So we feel that ERC is the one that is supposed to protect consumers from this adulteration. They should not leave us at the mercy of merchants. Yes, because they are getting their cut from the fuel. Everybody, the government gets its cut, and it should not let the other merchants now freeze their cash cow.
You have talked about your role being protecting drivers and motorists, and it looks you are focusing only on government and ERC, government and quasi-government organizations. There are so many people who are dealing with motorists, like people who sell spare parts. Motorists are always being ripped off by spare part dealers. How come you don't deal with those?
No, we have dealt with spare, and some time back, I don't know, it's 2009, we fought against Kenya Bureau of Standards allowing so much counterfeits in the country. And also they wanted to ban the used market for spares and parts. This would have been counterproductive. So we have fought, and through the support of the media, we were able to fight that regime by Kenya Bureau of Standards, which was not favorable to motorists. So we do complain about other service providers. Other service providers include those people who offer garage services. If you have a complaint, just send it to our email, and we'll take action against those people who are freezing motorists in garages. So you'll find that sometimes motorists get raw deal from garages. There are sometimes we had instances where parts are not actually replaced.
Yeah.
You go leave your vehicle at a garage, and you are slapped with a bill, but actually on the ground those parts were not replaced. So we have many areas. We do not only engage the government as much as motoring interest is concerned. We also fight other agencies providing services like insurance and other services that are substandard.
What is your relationship with the National Transport Authority?
NTSA?
Yes.
NTSA is a body that is mandated to oversee the transport management in licensing, and so we pay licenses to them, road license, PSV licenses and other licenses, and we have a relation with them as much as in the current repealing or review of the Traffic Act. We are sitting in the same board, that is the National Council on Administration of Justice, where we are looking at the traffic rules, because we feel that the traffic rule need to be amended or need to be repealed and looked at. And actually National Transport and Safety Authority have engaged the World Bank so that we can have a look at the Traffic Act as it is, because right now it's so cumbersome. The Traffic Act is so cumbersome and so ambiguous, such that we have come up with a manual. We have come up with a manual.
The motoring guide.
Yeah, the motoring guide, Know Your Driver Rights and Responsibilities. So the guide aims to educate motorists on their rights and their responsibilities so that they don't fall on the wrong side of the road. And actually, it has helped a lot of motorists because it has got the new regulations that were released by the Chief Justice and the Inspector General of Police. So you find that right now, we motorists, when they get the manual, they become more aware of their rights, and you cannot easily harass those motorists who have now the knowledge of their rights and responsibilities, because their rights span from what you call the traffic rights, constitutional rights, when you are being arrested on road. Right now we have a big issue with the way the enforcement is being done, and we can thank the judiciary because yesterday they discovered what has been going on in our penal system.
But that's only in Nairobi. It happens in every court in Kenya.
Yes, Kenya is a small country.
I mean, what the Chief Justice discovered is just a tip of the iceberg.
Yeah, it's a tip of the iceberg, but that is a first positive move we have ever seen, because the beneficiaries of the graft have been fighting this all along. So what we are seeing coming from the judiciary is encouraging, and we feel that if we have other Willy Mutungas, we could reform our penal system, because mostly what we are having is cumbersomeness, whereby if you are arrested, you are going to Nanyuki for a meeting, and then you are arrested around Sagana area. You are taken to the police for a flimsy traffic offense, instead of being given a notice to attend court within 7 days. So this is what we are fighting for. You be issued, because these traffic offenses are mainly not criminal. So instead of hauling motorists to court cells, why don't you release them on a notice to attend court and give them considerable payment modes? If we are in the era of electronic payments, if I don't need to contest my charge, I feel that I'm guilty as charged or as accused, why don't you accord me the platform to pay directly to judiciary or to the exchequer, instead of holding me all through the court process, which are quite cumbersome. This is what encourages corruption.
So what have you done about that? How many people know about this right? Because many times, many motorists, many drivers, you will find being stopped by policemen, particularly in this city center. And then a policeman enters your vehicle and tells you, let's go to Kilimani Police, or let's go to Central Police, or Kamkunji.
No,
why does that happen? Why do they always do that, and they know it is not proper? We are happy that the Inspector General and the Chief Justice have ordered that every traffic policeman should adhere to the new regulations. So we have included that in our your rights and responsibilities. So a police person, in the first place, is not supposed to get into push your family members to have a seat next to you, so that he can take you to a police station for a broken lens or for any other minor offense. We have listed the offenses that you can be arrested for, and they are actually 3 or 4. That is driving a vehicle without an insurance certificate, driving a vehicle obstruction, and then a DUI, that is drink driving. Drink driving means, DUI means driving under influence, not driving under intake, but you are being arrested for driving under intake. Intake means what?
In the first place, the police person is supposed to be suspicious of the way you are driving, before he suspects that you have drunk. But if you are driving well within how a normal driver drives, he should not be stopping everybody and subjecting them to alcohol test. What we should have is that, as in the developed world, if the cop is suspicious of your driving style, that is when you are subjected to alcohol test, not driving at the intake. Because I could be coming from a cocktail, CEO's cocktail party, and I have my, probably it could be beyond the limit, which is a bottle, and then I'm not driving dangerously. Why do you stop me and take me to sales? Yet I was not driving under influence. Intake does not mean influence.
Okay, what about speed limit? There is a lot of confusion, particularly in the new highways.
Yes.
What speed limit to follow? You don't know. You don't know what they are.
The law is very clear that we should have speed limits on well marked. The start of a speed zone well marked by the transport authority, and the end of the zone should be very well marked also. So we should have conspicuous signs erected to justify any conviction. So that's why you'll find that most of these accusations are being thrown away by magistrates. We have members who have been accused of along Waiyaki Way or along other places for those, and yet we don't have signs, because signs should be erected conspicuously, and they should be read, and after that you should have them cancelled, that now the end of the speeding zone has been removed. And we should have speeding zones for reasons. You see, we have our highways, our narrow roads, because we call them very narrow roads. We are not improving roads. We had the last roads being improved during the former administration. The current administration even is not being able to maintain the roads that were done by the former administration. We have all complaints of potholes, and actually which are not being repaired. So what we need to have is that the transport ministry, because it has got the money, should erect signs to show speed limits where they start and where they end. And also we have issues with the camera. Most of the cameras are not calibrated. We have information that probably half of those cameras are not functioning well, and that's why you know, we have to have a margin of error for every speed exceeded. But you'll find that if you exceed with 1 kilometer or 2 kilometers which are not dangerous, you are taken to court. And that's why we are having so, our courts are so jammed with very petty speed offenses. So speeding is not just, you place a speed trap on a very open road which we don't have a black spot, where we have never had incidents of accidents. And that's why we are thinking that someone is against the mostly the private motorist. Private motorist is under siege.
Thank you very much, Bwana Murima. And viewers, I think you as a motorist know your right now. You should acquire this document, Motorist Guide, know your rights as a driver and your responsibilities, and obey them. With this view.